Okay, we are live once again. Oh my God, with the technical hiccups. Good God. But we are live once again and looking forward to all the people who may join us. Yes, Irish lover, technical difficulties indeed. You'll notice that I don't even have that looping logo thing on the screen right now. You'll see it in a second when I put the camera live, everybody who's watching. All the people that just popped into the chat, thank you very much for sticking with us and rejoining the stream here. What a day. What a day. Wait till you see the solution here. I've got literally, I had to go get my editing machine out of the other room and plug it in my live stream setup. We got a lot of people I got to say what's up to, and I'm going to say what's up to you right now. We're just going to go live one more time, and I'm going to show you the intro one more time because I want it to be part of the broadcast when people watch this on the replay. So without further ado, here we go.
Let's go.
At the age of 6, mega superhero fan Sean Ward was hit with a thunderbolt of truth. Grown-ups are idiots figuring things out no different than kids are. A revelation inspired by his villainous grade 1 teacher. Years later, with his childhood dreams all but dead, Sean found himself dialing for dollars with no hope in sight. He decided then and there, it was time to make a change.
So it's making the proclamation, you know what, if I'm going to be a famous comic book creator, if I'm going to be a famous entertainer someday, then I have to be a famous entertainer today, rather than puttering about and hoping that the rest of the world gives me permission.
Now, Sean is revolutionizing social media through fun and wacky superhero videos, bursting past 3 million subscribers and flirting with 1 billion views. He is rivaling the numbers of the likes of Will Smith and The Breakfast Club. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Sean Ward.
Hello, welcome back. I put up the peace signs, but when I put them together, bzz, that's the W. Throw up the W's for the Sean Ward Show. We are here live in my studio, checking it out. You'll notice that I've got I had to go get my 27-inch iMac out of the other room and set it up in here to be able to live stream on it. I was almost ready to have it tell me that it couldn't do it because I had to install this or that driver. But you guys let me know how we doing. Is the video look okay? The sound okay? Everything's in sync. Colors are nice because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Boy, oh boy, do I want to thank you for joining me, especially those of you who are watching this on the version 2 of this live stream. Because anybody who's watching the replay later on, first of all, hello. You should turn on notifications for this channel so you can see it next time I go live. And the other point is that for all the people who would have seen this the first time around, I've got a laptop that I was doing the live stream from and had it plugged in, but it's a off-brand crap charger, and it was showing me 2% right when I went live, 2% battery. So I literally was watching it sputter like it was about to power off on me, and that wouldn't have been any fun for anybody. So that's not what we're doing. I shut it down, killed the stream, came back on, and now here we are. And it is an absolute thrill to have you all with me and see you all in the chat. Let me just say hi to all these people that are showing up here. Irish Lover saying, there you go. Technical difficulties. Peyton Huntley, hi. Vilma, hi. Gabriella, hi. Feedback. John. Here's one I like. Feedback 2312 saying, I love your channel. Well, guess what? It loves you back. This is what I do. I love putting all of you people, your comments on the screen for these live streams. In fact, a big part of the reason to do these live streams really is to be able to have this interaction, put your comments on screen, reply to you in person. What I'd really like to do is start some kind of advice segment as we go with these. That'd be a lot of fun. Testimony Akinle, he was here last week, so thanks for the return. He says that's not you in the picture. Well, yeah, that was me in the picture. Obviously, you didn't see that was who do you think that is? That looks like me playing the Joker right there. What do you think? That's what that looks like to me. I'll be showing you more photos from that window in a second. Belle Boo says hello. Hi there. So I was there in Dallas. I bet you were. Oh, man. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Everything is now all good. Beloved Benton from the members saying that she loves us 3,000. Mwah. Hearts to you. Thank you for joining. Video looks great. All good, says Seth. Put you on screen there for that. All good. Love it. All right. Well, let's get down to business, shall we? The first item we got to talk about today is this little video, the latest video that just went up on the channel this past weekend. If Spider-Man delivered Uber Eats. This was a video that we had kicking around here. The idea was kicking around for just a little while. We finally got to make it. Now that the weather's getting nice, it was fun to go outside and do that video. And the winter sucks for me. If you live anywhere that has winter or a snowy climate at all, you know what I'm talking about. It's fun for like the first couple of hours, maybe the first couple of days where it looks like a pretty Christmas postcard. And then after that, you're like, enough, I got things to do, right? So finally we were able to do this If Spider-Man Delivered Uber Eats video, and it was outstanding. I was so impressed with the whole team, production, post-production, editing, special effects. What a video. I feel like, and you can check it out and let me know if I'm right, I feel like this is a whole new level in terms of what we've been able to do with marrying outside on location footage with stuff that we do here in the studio in the green screen. And I'm just so proud of everybody because I'm so happy with how that video turned out. So if you like that video, get on over there, put a comment on it. And you know what? Put in the chat right now. If you think that I should do any kind of like response to like a comment response and put live comments on the screen during one of these live broadcasts, let me know about that. So Spider-Man, If Spider-Man Delivered Uber Eats is the latest video to go up on the channel, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you gave it the thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed already, I hope it encouraged you to subscribe and join us for all these hilarious videos. And it's just a whole world of fandom over here. You got no Comic-Con to go to, so you might as well come hang out with me here on the YouTube internet lines, where we're going to make hilarious superhero and Comic-Con themed content for you to have a big old laugh, a big old jolly. That's my impression of you watching our videos. Looking at the computer. Oh, these guys. That's you watching our videos. It's my impression. All right. Here's the big question today. What did you think of episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I am loving this show. I am watching it. I'm riveted. I'm loving the action. The one thing that I noticed, though, was this new episode, it only had one like action scene. Like you had the thing on the trucks, right? And the whole rest of the show was like intrigue and the buddy cop aspect, which is fun and entertaining. But I would have liked to see like one more big action scene at the end. Definitely like where they're going with this whole new alternate Captain America storyline. It reminds me so much of classic stories from the comics involving US agent, and other characters like that. The whole thing of like the mantle of Captain America being passed to Falcon and Bucky at different times in the comics. I'm so excited to see where they go with this. You know, Falcon and Bucky are going to get their hands on that shield, right? You know they're gonna. But what episode is it going to happen in? And are they going to be looking like the bad guys to the general public and to the government while this new fly-by-night bootleg Captain America tries to take all the glory? Well, guess what? We ain't about this. We ain't about this here in internet land. So, Mr. Man, John, whatever your name is, new Captain America, you're going to end up proving yourself to have been the same as New Coke. There's a deep dive reference for anybody out there who knows what New Coke is. Oh, man. I watched a YouTube video about it, so we should all ask our parents. They could tell us they lived through New Coke. But yeah, let me know in the comments, in the live chat right now, what you're saying about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm going to take a look right now. Here's, just want to scroll up. Oh, Irish Love is pointing out that when I left the stream, the last one, I did notice that I clicked end broadcast, but it didn't actually end. So I left the room and came back and noticed that it was still live. And I was giving you like some awkward angles probably as I'm, not being aware of that I'm on camera. And apparently I said a swear word while I was away from the camera, or I didn't realize that it was going live. So thanks for pointing that out to me, Irish Lover. Let's see. Pizza time. Beloved Benton says the winter isn't that bad there. Well, let me know where there is. In fact, I've got this person's address. I could go look it up except I'm busy doing a live show. But the reason why I mentioned that is because Beloved Benton, see that little symbol she's got by her name there on the screen? That means that she's a channel member. So that means that not only does she have access to my personal studio vlog that is a members only bonus feature, but she also gets fun collectibles sent to her house in the mail. Sometimes it's the latest thing that we sent out, and this is not too late. If you're not a member yet, you can still get this. My limited edition art magazine. So this is all like stuff out of my sketchbooks and fun little art pieces that I did for myself, stuff that I never knew anybody was ever going to see, right? Art from different videos on the channel that I've included. And it's just a lot of fun. It's got comics, it's got drawings, it's got art, and I'm sending these out in the mail to you. Very, very small quantity left. I got a few left. So if you want one of these, become a member. Make sure you send me your mailing address when you do, and we'll get that sent out right to you. Hell yeah. She's talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, saying it's an interesting show. That's from Beloved Benton. Michelle Noor Muhammad says, I don't know which episode. Well, we're up to episode 2 on that show. Oh, I like this. I like this. I like this a lot. This is the kind of thing that just like makes my whole day. Wonder Sisters up in the place saying, your videos are better than Marvel and DC movies. You're the best. Greetings from Spain. Okay, so the first thing is like, what a wonderful compliment to tell me something like that my videos are even better than Marvel and DC movies. We strive to do stuff to, like, we've never abused the characters, right? Like so many channels that have done Marvel and DC parody stuff, they have totally abused the characters by putting them in, rude situations, doing stuff to them that's total clickbait and like abusing the whole thing, right? So channels have been shut down over the stuff that they've done with Marvel and DC superheroes. But because I come at it with this fan first perspective, right? Think back to me being 12 and 13 years old. My parents getting divorced. We're moving a lot. My whole world is thrown into upheaval. And the thing that I've got to gravitate towards and hold on to and, make me feel okay is Spider-Man comics. I spent my allowance on Spider-Man comics almost every week, had this giant collection of Spider-Man comics, and that's what got me through some really, really bad times. So to grow up now and get a compliment like this, that all those years that I've been putting passion to this is how it's paying off, that I got people in places of the parts of the world I've never even been to telling me that they like my videos better than the actual real movies. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. So thank you very, very much, Wonder Sisters, for that amazing compliment. Got a correction from Michelle saying that John Walker is the new Captain America. That is his name. I think I forgot it for just a second. But as much as I'm talking smack about him, I do got to give it up for the actor and for the character, because I really, really, really love I enjoy seeing the character, and I'm really excited to see where he goes with this. I'm going down the list, and I've got something great to share with you from Beloved Benton. Oh, that's going to be awesome. Let's see here. So Irish Lover is saying, year later, it still haunts. I think I'm losing the plot, dude. What is it that's the year later that haunts you? Let's see. Oh, yes. Beloved Benton is answering the question that she's in BC, Canada. Like watching my grandma fiddle with the remote control of the VCR. Nice. R. Rivera giving us another dope compliment. I love your videos. Well, they love you right back, my friend. Then we got the homie Shadow Threat. How are you and the others, Danny, Oliver, etc.? I sent you an idea too. Well, I can't wait to see your idea. And Danny and Oliver are great. Danny, right now, this very moment as I speak to you, this exact second, Danny is on the set of a TV show called The Expanse. You ever heard of that? Danny is amazing. And I don't mind blowing smoke up her butt right now, waxing her car, whatever you want to call it. Danny is one of these people that just like, she just decides to like try something. Just like, it looks cool. I'm going to try it. And next thing you know, lickety split, she's like the best at it. So she decided she wanted to get into acting. Maybe she should do some background work. Right. So then that's how she ended up getting on the new Guillermo del Toro movie, and ended up getting a speaking role instead of just doing background. And she's had featured background player parts in The Expanse and The Boys and The Handmaid's Tale. And on top of all of that, she's still a world champion jiu-jitsu competitor and an international model. What can't that girl do, right? We've got some really cool stuff coming up on the channel that kind of is a bit more along the lines of original ideas than what we've been doing up to now. Stuff that's going to be less dependent on like Marvel and DC characters and more about our like original characters. And it's going to be super fun. And Danny's got some great ideas, and I can't wait for you to see what she's doing there. This is what I wanted to show you, everybody. Beloved Benton is hitting us up with that super chat. I appreciate it so much because this is really the lifeblood of the channel, as ad revenue is all over the place, and YouTube is like this super volatile thing. Anybody out there who like thinks they want to be a YouTuber, you really got to do some soul searching and figure out if you're down for like the struggle of like the volatility. But then again, this is nothing new. This is just life in the big city, as the saying goes. If you're trying to do anything creative or in the arts, it's super competitive. You have no idea which way is up. Something that works today doesn't work tomorrow, and vice versa. That thing you made that you didn't take seriously ends up being the thing that takes off and does big things for you. You know, and it's nuts like that. But all of that is to say that these super chats, when they come in, are super appreciated, and it just lets me know how devoted and dedicated you guys are to the show, and it just makes me feel amazing. This is like some childhood dream come true stuff happening for me with this YouTube channel, and I love it so much, and I appreciate everybody for watching, but also like those of you who dig into your pockets to become a member or send in the super chat on these live streams. It's absolutely incredible. I don't even know what to say. With that whole mess that Irish Lover was talking about was to do with New Coke. Anybody out there ever drink New Coke? That's been gone for a long time, hasn't it? Disney with Ben. Well, first of all, that sounds like a channel. I was trying to say title and channel at the same time. Disney with Ben sounds like a channel I should be watching. I don't know how on this YouTube channel, it's all about the superheroes, right? But at home, me and my wife both absolutely love Disney parks. It's a passion of ours. We look so forward to introducing our daughter to it when she's old enough to enjoy it. We would have already gone. We had a trip planned, booked, deposit paid in April of 2020. And then, 2020 was what it was. And the trip to Disney with a baby who wasn't even a year old yet was not in the cards. So that got canceled. I got to give some love to Audra Falconer when she says that my Joker videos are her favorites. Mwah. Thank you so much for that. I love doing them. It's a lot to like paint the face and get into it, but that role just lets me let loose, right? It's a side of a personality that just like, who gets to access that side of the personality in a typical day, right? Running around in makeup and a purple suit, acting a fool. And the bigger a fool you act, the better it is. The bigger a spectacle you create, the better it is, right? And we have so much fun with that. Here's a compliment for Danny, a sentiment that we all agree with. David Gamboa is up in the place saying that him and his family watch all, I'm assuming that was supposed to be watch all of my videos. Well, I super appreciate that. Cannot say enough about that. And then Disney with Ben is saying, I enjoy your Avengers videos. Ben, let me know. Put a comment in the live chat and let me know what your channel is about real quick. Free plug for you, bro. Do you do like Disney park stuff? Is it like vlogs where you go to the parks, or is it like news and rumors and this kind of thing? I got to know. I got to know. Yeah. So David Gamboa corrected himself. Yeah. Family watch all the videos. I knew what you meant, bro. I could read between the lines. Beloved Benton is saying she's the biggest fan. She'll forever support you guys unless something goes wrong. Well, hopefully if something goes wrong, you'll still support, because I'll probably need your support more than ever if something goes wrong. But what could go wrong? I mean, I've been doing the arts, being creative for a living in some form or fashion, like back to even before I even had the means to do it. I think I mentioned a bit about this last week, almost said last year, and I'll probably tell you it more and more again because it's a fascinating thing that I love to talk about. But like, I used to make my own comic books and go out and sell them on the street, right? And then go making a new release event for every new issue beget making little videos to put on a screen at the event. So my early experience on YouTube was just taking the videos that I made to show at my release events for my comic books and putting those videos on YouTube for people who were at the party to be able to watch when they got home. Long story short, it took on a life of its own, and now here we are, and we got awesome people like beloved Benton coming up and showing their support and giving us the love. It's amazing. Joel Nascimento says, one of my favorite MCU villains is Ultron. Before I go any further, I got to say, Joel, do you think that Ultron is going to come back in any kind of movie or anything? I don't want to spoil much. I don't think this is a spoiler, but if you play the Avengers, what's it called? There's the Avengers game that's at the Void, like the VR game that it costs like $40 to play. For one, it's excellent. I've done it, and it's amazing. And for two, Ultron's in that. And so it's kind of like part of the MCU, except when you see Spider-Man's suit and then see what they're doing with Avengers Campus at Disneyland, you'll see that it's kind of part of the MCU, but not really. Anyways, Joel, I loved the movie, and I'm not a fan of his personality in the comics. He's an emotionless machine. While in the MCU, he acts like a child. Well, yeah, they got to just like update things and make it new, right? The movie audience is a different audience than the comic book audience. So I don't mind when they change things for the movies as long as the spirit is intact. Right. I really don't like when they change things just for the sake of changing things. Right. Like you hear the stories about that dude that was producing a Superman movie and he was telling Kevin Smith when he was writing it, I don't want to see him fly. Get rid of that cape. Like, this is a guy who doesn't know Superman, isn't interested in Superman. Like, why are you even producing a Superman movie? Like, let somebody else do it and you just take the credit. Like, come on. Oh, yeah. Let's see. We got Caden Bland is in the house saying, I watch your videos every day. Well, you should watch them every hour. Set an alarm, a timer that goes off every hour, and then every hour on the hour, you watch another video. And if you watch one that is an hour long, you won't have to get up or go anywhere. You already be in place to watch the next video. That would be awesome. Okay, so Disney with Ben has answered the question. I do vlogs from like being offered or working at Disneyland Paris. Ooh, I do unboxing videos from Marvel comic suits and movie reviews relating to Disney and Marvel comics. That's awesome, dude. Well, DM me with your link or something. I'd love to check out your channel. And geez, if I ever go to Disneyland Paris, I'd love for you to be my tour guide. That would be awesome. Yeah. Mabel Pines is giving us the love, saying, I support your videos. You are talented. Well, I appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate that we got 3 hearts. Not 1, not 2, 3 hearts. That's how awesome Mabel Pines is. And then Shadow Threat. The great thing is that even after 10 years, you are creative and funny. I appreciate that, and so on. Well, dude, let me tell you what's up with that. I've been at this for longer than 10 years. I was in the middle of writing a post recently where I was going to go on Facebook and I was going to say that I don't mess around with regret a whole lot, but there are just 3 things in life that I actually like. It hits me in the emotions when I think about it. Number 1 was that I didn't drop out of school when I first had the idea. I know that's, verboten to say. A lot of people think that school is this important thing, but I had the idea to quit school, make my own comic books, publish them on a self-serve copier, and then go sell them downtown. I had that idea years before I actually did it. And I was going to stop going to school and go do that instead. And all these years, I wished I would have done it, because I'm like, if I would have got a 6 or 7 year head start on doing it, how much further along would I have been? But hey, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, as the saying goes, right? You can't really mess with regret because you don't know how things would have gone. Everything happens right when it needs to and all that kind of stuff. The second regret was how many years ago I had a dope website when my career was first, when I was doing all my comics on the street and whatnot. I had a dope website. And then due to a lot of circumstances I won't get into right now, I let that website lapse. I couldn't afford to re-up the hosting, and I had no one and nowhere to borrow the money from. I was living this very hand-to-mouth starving artist existence at the time and lost my website. And it pangs me to no end that I have that, because if that website was still around, I would have this like legacy internet presence, and it would just be so fun for people to be able to go and check out like the content on my website from like way back then. And then the third thing was when I produced that Quiet Room Bears film. I produced a horror film. So some of you who know that there were some regulars on this channel who haven't been around for about a year, a little over a year. And so one of those, part of the reason why they're not here anymore is because one of them I produced a film that he was going to write and direct. It was my idea. I pitched him on doing the movie. He got to work on a script. We made the movie, and it wasn't until after it was finished and after I'd spent an enormous amount of money on it that he changed his mind about our deal and didn't want to take part in it. And it was over a year. Time that was supposed to be spent releasing and marketing the movie was instead spent with me trying to keep haranguing the guy. Dude, like, we got to figure this out. What do you want to do about this movie? You don't want to do the deal we arranged. Well, what do you want to do instead? I know, I got to think about it. I know, I got to think about it. For over a year until the relationship soured, and now that group of people isn't here anymore. But all of that to say that this whole creativity thing, I just determined a long time ago that I was going to be an artist for a living one way or another. I don't care. I'll just do it. And it's been all about the big grand secret, if I had to share it with you, is that if you want to make it at something, you got to back yourself into a corner where you got to put up or shut up. And for me, that thing to do was like with the comic books that I was making, right? I'd make a big hubbub, a big brouhaha online about how I've got the new issue coming out on such and such a date. I'd book the venue, book the date, announce that it's coming out, and then it's like, okay, well, now I got to crank out a comic book and get it done on time so that the comic book's there for the people coming to the party, right? Working backwards from the way a lot of people would recommend that you do it. And maybe it would be better to do it the organized way where you do everything one step at a time. But it just helps me it's always helped me to just be flying by the seat of my pants. I love the chaos. I love the carnival. It's nuts, and it's a lot of fun. We got the Wonder Sisters back up saying, would you make a video with Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl based on the characters played by Linda Carter and Deborah Winger? Like, I would, like, in principle, but Wonder Woman videos have not been doing that great on this channel, which has been a little bit confusing for the fact that, like, when Wonder Woman 1984 was out, a lot of channels were talking about it and getting like hundreds of thousands of views talking about it. But like, we would do a Wonder Woman 1984 video and it would be like the worst one we've done in months, and it wouldn't get clicked on. Nobody would watch it. So, I mean, I would love to do a Wonder Woman, Linda Carter and Deborah Winger video. But just on the business level of like, we can only make so many videos, you know what I mean? It's, that's where it goes. That's where our attention ends up going other places that people might, more people might end up watching. Joel Nascimento says his favorite Sean role is the Joker and his favorite Danny role is Black Cat. Ooh, well, Danny, I hope you're watching, and I'll pass that info along for sure. Joel would also like to see Batman's classic outfit adapted in the big screen. Okay, so you're talking about his comic book, the gray and black or gray and dark blue outfit, I presume. The 1939 issue 27 Batman comic. Yeah, I do like those gloves on him in that one, but now it's more about the tactical gear and all this kind of stuff. Please do vlogs too. Mabel Pines, let me ask you a question. Would you like to see vlogs on this channel in amongst all the other content, or should I keep it separate? Also, you'd be very happy to know that we have been putting studio vlogs up on the channel. So if you want to see like behind the scenes of our videos and how we make the stuff and some of the hilarious things that go on when we're all together to make a video, we've been putting up compilations of that material. So if you look on the channel for the one that's called How We Make Superhero Parody Videos or something like that, click on that and you'll get to see. There's a video called A Day in the Life of the Sean Ward Show that you have to watch. That's where I go deep, give you a tour of the whole studio, talk about the equipment we use, what a day is like. You'll see outtakes and clips from here on the set. That one's a lot of fun. I hope you'll watch it. Josh Nelson says, Sean, keep making more Spider-Man movies. Dude, that is a guarantee. That is an absolute guarantee for two reasons. Number one, of course, is the Spider-Man is the most popular thing that I do on this channel. Anything that has Spider-Man in the title, typically that ends up being at the top of the list, and everything else is at the bottom of the list. It used to be Spider-Man and Joker, but now even Spider-Man edges out Joker like by far. And the number two is I'm an enormous lifelong Spider-Man fan. It has been my dream to make Spider-Man videos ever since I was a kid trying to borrow a camcorder. When I was 14 years old, okay, I found out that the kid next door, who was probably like, I'm going to guess 11, had a Spider-Man costume because he had been Spider-Man for Halloween. Okay. And that's all I needed. As soon as I knew he had that costume, I immediately set to work on an old typewriter because we didn't have a computer in my house for the longest time. We were poor like that. On an old typewriter, I started typing out, making up a script for a Batman meets Spider-Man movie that we were going to make on a camcorder. The only problem is we didn't have a camcorder. Man, I always had all kind of grandiose visions for movies that I was going to make. If only I could get a camera. But we didn't have that kind of equipment. We didn't have computers, smartphones, nothing like that in our house. We didn't even have cable TV for the longest time. Okay, so Ben is letting me know that he DM'd me the link to Instagram. That's a W for the win. Love it. I am a potato says, I like your background though. Yo, this is all stuff from like my studio that I just collected together. The hero and the villain sign are from a t-shirt campaign. You can still get those t-shirts on the show's spring account. Usually they're right there below the video player on the watch page. So it should be right below where you're looking at my face. We got this this chicken. I don't know if you were here last week, but I told the story of how I got this from the set of a TV show that I used to work for. The S, my wife has the matching K. So I've got the S, she's got the K. And these posters in the back are all art that I've done for different events and props for videos and whatnot. And thank you for the compliment. Here's a one for you. Anatuski says, I've been watching from 1 million. That was a couple of years ago that we hit 1 million subscribers. And there's going to be a lot of talk about the history of how I got to there, and then from there to now, where do we go? Because you might have heard me say before that like my dream for the channel was that one day I could maybe, wouldn't life just be the craziest if one day I could get to 100,000 subscribers. That was as big as I could dream when I was at a desperate point in my life, and sailed past it, kept going. Now I want the 1 million plaque. It's on the wall there right now. I actually should add the 1 million plaque to my little set back here. But now we want the 10 million play button. That one's a little bit more of a challenge, but we're going for it big time. Okay, so we got some more comments coming in, but before we get to that, we want to talk about some topics here. I want to share with you my final thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now that I've finished it, finally, I couldn't watch it all 4 hours in a go, so I had to watch it a piece at a time. And the only way that I can get like an uninterrupted time to watch a movie in the house where I'm not going to be like on my phone or distracted by something is when I put on the VR goggles and watch it in the VR headset, which is awesome because it's like having my own private IMAX screen. It's terrific. So put on the VR headset, get on the elliptical to do my exercise, and that's how I watched Justice League over several evenings. So last week I had only seen, I think, the first half of it, but now I've seen the whole thing. And it's funny because everybody talked smack. I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people talked smack about Zack Snyder's vision for the DC characters and his cinematic take on what those movies should be like. People used to talk all kinds of smack about it, right? And then the studio gets cold feet over his version of Justice League and all that nonsense bullshit that led to Joss Whedon stepping in and polishing up the movie for him, right? Then his vision for Justice League actually gets released, and all of the popular opinion from critics and whatnot is that this one's better. Now, I think that part of the reason for that is that we've had 3, almost 4 years to sit with it, right? So now we can appreciate it as its own thing, not as the official definitive movie version. Right? Like if somebody came out and said that the new Marvel, the new direction of the MCU is going to be this very dark thing that certain people don't think is in keeping with the characters, and the treatment of the characters is totally different from what's been working for the MCU up to now, like a lot of people will be pissed off. But if somebody came out and said that they were going to make a movie that's like MCU adjacent, or it's like not even connected to the MCU, it's some artist's unique take on the Marvel thing, but it's not connected to the MCU, then it would be its own thing and people would judge it on its own merits like that. I think that's what's going on with Justice League, why people are appreciating it, because they can let it be its own, people can now let it have a life of its own, because we know that like these characters are existing in other places and in other forms, right? So with all of that said, what I said last week still applies, and applies even more now that I've seen the ending, is that the Justice League movie is the one that Zack Snyder had been excited to do and was gearing up to the whole time. You can tell that he loves the DC superheroes. He is a fan at heart. You could tell that when he's making these movies, he's like a little kid playing with just the most expensive, badass toys that have ever existed. And that's for the good and the bad, because you get into stuff like where, like Batman's suit. This is more of a criticism for Batman v Superman, but it still applies, right? Just the idea that like Batman's suit was based on the one from The Dark Knight Returns, but none of the themes from The Dark Knight Returns are what he's carrying over. So it's like there's a lot of like playing with the iconography without really getting into what it means. I'd probably put seeing Superman in his black suit in that same category. But at the same time, but you get to that ending of the movie and the Flash having to do that whole reverse in time thing. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, holy geez, who thought that it was okay to cut this stuff out? It was really, really cool. And I appreciated it on that level. And Zack Snyder, like I said, obviously a huge fan, and it was fun to see his vision come true finally. Speaking of Justice League, you know who's a member of Justice League? Batman. You might have seen Oliver playing Batman on this channel. What's that? A little preview of what I'm going to show you in a minute. Oh, what's that? That looks like us making a video. That looks like Oliver in a Batman costume. Oh my God. Well, Oliver has never seen a Batman movie. And anybody who saw the stream last week saw me make an announcement that ended up not being the case. So last week I said that we were going to have a movie watch-along party on the weekend. And then if you saw my other social media, I had to announce that wasn't going to happen because I spoke too soon. Oliver was not available to do it last weekend. But it's confirmed this weekend. It's going to be the next installment of the Sean Ward Show Movie Club. We're going to do a watch-along movie party here live on the channel on Friday night. It might be 8 o'clock. It might be 9 o'clock, but it'll be Friday evening. Watch for the time to get confirmed. And here's what we're doing. Oliver's never seen a Batman movie. So I want to know what Batman movie you think I should show Oliver and that we'll watch together on this watch-along movie party. Let me know what Batman movie should be Oliver's first. Let me know on the show's Instagram. It's The Sean Ward Show with dots in between the words. The.Sean.Ward.show. I think it's ticking along on the bottom on the ticker there, whatever. But you got to get on there because you're going to give us our suggestions. It's open right now. If you go on my Instagram story, you'll see where we're asking for suggestions. And then you'll see where tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to take your suggestions and start putting it to a vote. So it'll be this versus this, this versus this. We'll do 2 rounds on we'll do one on Thursday. One on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. And then the winners from Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll vote the final time on Thursday, and the winner of that vote will be the movie that we watch with Oliver for his first Batman movie ever on Friday night. I can't wait. He's excited. He hasn't even seen Zack Snyder's Justice League yet. When I found out that Oliver has not seen a Batman movie and he's like playing Batman on the channel, I'm just like, how? How do you be a guy that runs in our circles, who goes to Comic-Con and knows about all this stuff and is a fan of all the stuff that we're all a fan of, and not have seen how did you not see The Dark Knight just like by accident? Like go to a friend's house and it's on, or you're on a plane and it's on, and like that was so weird to me. So what should it be? Should it be Adam West Batman 66? Should it be Michael Keaton Batman 89? Should it be The Dark Knight? Should it be Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice? The Dark Knight Rises? Any of those? Which of those do you think Oliver should see first? Let us know. And then Friday night, our next live stream on this channel is going to be this Friday night, a movie watch along party where we'll all get it queued up and then we'll all press play at the same time so that we can be watching the movie together. Obviously, copyright, YouTube, etc. I can't show the movie on the YouTube channel, but the live stream will be us watching the movie, and you can play your own copy to watch it along with us. We did it before back in the spring when the lockdowns first came on. We did a little watch-along movie party for Avengers Age of Ultron, and we did one for Batman Returns, and we did one for Into the Spider-Verse. And it was a lot of fun. I love watching those superhero movies, and it's basically my favorite thing in life. And so, of course, it's something that I want to share with you all, the viewers and the subscribers and the members. And you guys are awesome. So one last thing regarding Batman. Well, actually, I got 2 more things regarding Batman. The first is going to be the video that's coming up this weekend. Is going to be called If Batman Had OnlyFans. And I'm going to show you a preview of that video shoot. So these are some photos that we took on the day of that shoot. Here's me after having a pie smashed into my face, and Oliver's got my phone to take some selfies. And here's Oliver on set. This is when we were shooting his scenes in the Bat Cave. And you can see we're doing that in our studio on the green screen. See the pie he's got in his hand right there? Might that be the same pie that he hit me with here? Well, you'll have to watch the video this weekend to find out. Here is the dressing room here at the studio with me and Danny getting our respective makeup looks ready for the camera. Danny looking absolutely gorgeous, getting her Harley Quinn wig in place. We just had a lot of fun this day. Here's Oliver being hilarious with the the Batman grappling gun. Gatling gun is totally something else. Here he is showing off the suit. Looks pretty dope in the Robert Pattinson suit. And then this is the photo that we put on the Instagram story today to first start talking about how he has never seen a Batman movie. And if you go on my Instagram story for the show, you will see this photo right now. So that's this Friday. We need you guys to get on the Instagram story for the show and let us know what movie should be Oliver's first Batman movie. He's never seen a Batman. I know what you're thinking. The same thing as me. How have you lived this long? How have you been to Comic-Con? How have you been part of this scene and part of this world, as entrenched in it as you are? How could you be a guy wearing a Batman costume on YouTube and not have seen a Batman movie? Well, this weekend is when he's going to be seeing a Batman movie for the very first time, and you're going to help us figure out what movie it's going to be, which one he should see first. Okay, and then the last topic regarding Batman that I'm going to talk about before we wrap up here is this one called Becoming Batman. I told you about it last week, and I'm excited because the stunt team that's going to be helping me with this video and appearing in this video with me, they're coming for a meeting tomorrow. They're going to be here at my office in my studio, not only to talk about this Becoming Batman project, but also to talk about some stunt videos that we're going to be doing as warm-up to get to this place where we're going to do Becoming Batman. So Becoming Batman is this project where I'm going to be pushing myself all the way out of my comfort zone. I've never seen myself as particularly athletic or physical. I look back at old photos of myself and I'm shocked at the self-image that I had at the time where I thought I was like overweight or whatever. But this is one I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone. We've got some amazing guests lined up because we're going to document the whole journey of me becoming Batman and then reenacting the warehouse fight scene from Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. I'm going to be the Ben Affleck version of Batman in that video, in that project, and I'm going to take you with me on the whole journey of becoming Batman. You're going to see videos of the training. You're going to see videos of the changes I need to make to my nutrition, to my exercise, what I got to do to get in a little bit of shape to be able to play that role, getting the costume, fitting the costume, making that look good. There's a whole video unto itself. It's going to be a whole series of videos on this project as I take you on the whole journey towards becoming Batman. I can't wait to take you on that journey with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the last thing before I dip back into the comments and respond to you guys is I wanted to tell you that as we do these live streams right now, it's all still very experimental. It's all still very catch as catch can, fly by night, making it up as I go along. But what I'm really excited at the idea of is a regular live stream feature that you guys can count on is happening every week at a certain time. You can let me know what works best for you, because Mondays seems to be a good day for me, and I kind of like the idea that it's this thing that can kick off your week. But should I do it in the mornings? Do you like it here in the late afternoon? I've even thought that maybe I should move it into the evenings when everybody's more at home and in relaxed mode. Maybe it shouldn't even be Mondays. Maybe it should be a different day of the week. But this is my idea, that to do more live stream content, because you guys seem to really like it, and I absolutely love it. Love responding to your comments, love talking to you live, and love now having the ability to put your comments on the screen. But the reason why I put this little thing on the screen right here is because I'm really confident in certain areas of know-how. right? And there's certain areas of life where I'm really confident that I've got things to say that I know could help people. So if you need advice, if you've got anything that's on your mind, anything that you want to talk about, or you want me to get into more than just replying to a comment, hit me up at my email. This is my actual email right here, Sean@SeanWard.net. I want you to send me that email. You can let me know if you don't want me to use your name on screen or whatever. We can do that. We can keep it totally private. But I just feel like there's a lot more help that I could be offering people in all kinds of areas, whether it's about, you're trying to be an artist, you're trying to get your career going, you're trying to deal with parents, roommates, boyfriends, girlfriends that aren't supportive of your dreams, anything to do with like the struggle of the creative person, any kind of like life advice, stuff like that. Send me an email, even if you just got silly questions, something totally dumb. If you think it's dumb, it might still be entertaining. So send that question in, and I'd love to hear from you. Now, with that said, let's pop back into the comments and see what's going on. We got Chicken Filet saying, love your videos. Greetings from the Philippines. I've got someone that works for me in the Philippines, Cebu City. Do you know where Cebu City is? I've never been there, but I would love to go. Josh Nelson loves the Spider-Man videos. HE double hockey sticks. Yeah. Shadow Thread is saying, are you planning any X-Men or Justice League parody? The latter is current anyway. I'd love to, but as you know, there's a worldwide pandemic going down, and it's really, really difficult to be able to bring in the amount of people that it takes to be able to do a video like that. I even said on the last live stream that one of the challenges of the current kind of time that we're in is that everything that we do when we're feeling like we need to, jazz things up and, get some new action going, right? If things are feeling like they've crested, or things are feeling like they're slowing down, or things are feeling like they've plateaued, what we've always been able to do is the solution has always been to like come up with an idea for a video that's a really big idea, and we need to invite a whole bunch of special guests, and then people are coming in. It's an upbeat kind of party atmosphere as we're making the video, and the chats that we're having, things people get talking about are what kind of ideas get sparked that turn into kind of the next few months of videos, right? We can't do any of that. Can't have people into the studio. Got to keep everything on lockdown. I mean, if we wanted to try to like COVID test everybody that comes through here, but a private COVID test is like $150 at minimum. And that's if we want to send it away and get results in a couple weeks. If you wanted somebody like Danny, I said earlier that Danny, our girl Danny, is going on all these movie sets. She's in all these movie and TV projects, and she's doing these COVID tests where she's getting them like the results the same day or the next day. And they'll do your results in a couple of hours, but that's big money that these studios are paying to have somebody, a whole lab, come to the set and test everybody right there and process the results right there, right? That's very, very expensive. And then also, there's the whole thing about how like our diverse content has been just completely messed over, because what has been the success of our channel? It's been the movie parodies, it's been the Comic-Con videos, and it's been the street prank stuff, right? Well, the street prank stuff, everything's shut down, can't go make videos in the streets. The Comic-Con videos, well, there are no Comic-Cons anymore. And the movie parody stuff, well, no movies coming out. So it's been really, really difficult over the past year, because the things that are our specialties, we haven't been able to do. So we're in this mode of trying to come up with a whole lot of new things that we can do. And one of the things that I've got on my mind that I'm working on for you, Shadow Threat, is these animation videos. I'm thinking that like, what if we got it to a point where we could do those big epic parody videos, but we do them animated, and then the people that are already here can do the voices. That's one idea that we had, and you can let me know what you think about that. With my background in comics, that seems like a slam dunk to kind of marry the two things, my comic success and my YouTube success, and put it all together like that. But you can let me know what you guys think about that. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Michelle is asking, she says, I like your Thor hammer. I like it too. And then Pollination follows that up by asking, how did that chicken become worthy? I'm wondering the same thing, but he won't tell me, because chickens don't talk. And so this one doesn't talk. So he's wielding that hammer and the Infinity Gauntlet, you might notice. All right. Loved the Joker more than Superman in Justice League. The Joker was barely in Justice League. I don't even know how you can make that statement, because he was just so like shoehorned in there. I don't even know what that was about. Josh Nelson asked the question, when did you start loving Spider-Man? way back in the day when I was like a little kid, like toddler age, still wearing diapers, right? The Spider-Man TV show that would come on, I don't want to say too much of it because then the copyright robots will ding this whole thing. But yeah, the 60s Spider-Man TV show, my mom used to put that on and we watch it together. And that just, made me love Spider-Man. I already loved Superman at that point. And then my mom introduced me to Spider-Man via that cartoon show. And there was also something about like when I was starting to get into like middle school age, everybody was into comics, everybody was into superheroes, but Spider-Man just seemed to have like a cool factor that none of the other ones did. And Spider-Man was just like the dude. And also he had the most relatable backstory, right? Like you and I can't relate to Superman being this alien that got sent from a foreign planet. You and I cannot relate to Batman being this multi-billionaire who saw his parents murdered in front of him. And if you can relate to that, my apologies to you and my condolences. But Spider-Man, right? This dude who's just like this nerdy guy, mind his own business, and has these circumstances thrust upon him through no fault of his own. And then he has to step up to meet that responsibility. Like that is something that not only can we all relate to it, but we all should aspire to it. And that's one of the things that's so great about Spider-Man. Irish Lover saying, what if you did a Wolverine versus Joker versus Magnets? I'm going to guess that you mean Magneto. And that would be fun. I just got to get a Magneto helmet for that, don't I? Josh Nelson thinks that we should show Oliver Lego Batman. I like that idea because I like that movie a lot. Batman or Batman 2, classics. Are you talking about like the Michael Keaton Batman stuff? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Next Friday night, we're sending you back to the future. Yeah, exactly. Here we got another suggestion for Adam West Batman 66. That would be my personal preference, but I don't think that would give Oliver the broadest notion of what Batman is all about as a film franchise. I'm wondering if that one's a little bit dated. I wonder if like the teenagers now that enjoy Marvel movies, if they even know what the Adam West Batman is. You know what I'm saying? If the Infinity Gauntlet has the stones as lights, it would be cooler. It actually does, but like it's the broken. It's never worked. I ordered that. I don't know if it came from Wish, but something like that. It's like a cheap Chinese knockoff, and it's never worked. Maybe it just needs the batteries changed. I don't know. Anatuski's asking, who's your favorite MCU hero? Spider-Man. Not a question, not a problem, nothing to even wonder about. This is a good plan for your own cinematic universe. Yo, dude, Shadow Threat, you got it, bro. Remember how I said before that we're kind of like moving into this area that's going to be going to give us an opportunity to do things more based on our original concepts and characters than just riffing on the Marvel and DC stuff? Suffice it to say, Shadow Threat, that we are way ahead of you on that whole thing of building our own cinematic universe. And when it pops off, it's going to be fun. All right, Josh Nelson says, when you said my comments about making more Spider-Man movies and that when you were 14, you saw your next door neighbor have a Spider-Man costume for Halloween, it made me jump because I'm 14. Well, Josh Nelson, that's cool, man. So I hope that if you're 14 and you're hearing this, then I hope that what you're taking from this is that even though you're 14, nothing can stop you. In fact, the fact that you're 14 means that you are at an advantage because time is on your side and people are going to be more forgiving of you making mistakes than they would be if you were older, right? Like if you're 40 years old with a wife and a kid, you can't come home and say, I'm going to quit my job and go start a circus. You know what I mean? Without people thinking you're absolutely crazy. But when you're 14, you're saying, I want to make my own Spider-Man movie. Everybody's going to just be like, awesome, give it a go. And unlike me, who grew up poor and we didn't have a computer or a camera or anything, we live in a world now where everybody's got, I was just going to hold up my phone, but I can't see it here. Oh, here it is. Everybody's got, the technology to be able to put an image, at least technically speaking, that the quality is good enough to put up on the movie screens. Everybody's got that movie studio in their pockets these days. Like it's bonkers the opportunity that people have now to get started making their dreams come true. It's crazy. Chicken Filet was asking, yo, please do vlogs and ASMR videos with the Joker. You know what? It might be time. I haven't done a Joker ASMR video since Halloween, and it might be time to get that going. Oh, he says, no, he didn't mean Magneto. He means actual magnets. Well, yeah, so the Joker would have to definitely plot to have magnets put in certain strategic locations for Wolverine to get sucked up into. That'd be hilarious. And then Josh Nelson says he's Spider-Man's biggest fan. Oh, yeah? such a big fan that you don't even know to put a hyphen between Spider and Man. It's not Spider-Man all one word. It's Spider-Man, 2 words. I'm just messing with you. Don't worry about it. And then Disney with Ben, says, on your personal channel, I loved your 8-piece Iron Man 3 suit. Dope. Well, that's the Iron Man 3. That's the suit that I use in my videos all the time. All right. So that gets us caught up with the comments. And that's everything that I wanted to talk about this week. So thank you all for joining me on the experimental live broadcast. Again, hit me up and let me know. No, for the person who just asked, no, I don't do Minecraft. I've never played it, never looked at it, never even had it on my screen. But yeah, to all the people out there, let me know when would be the best time. If I was going to turn this live stream thing into a regular, predictable thing with a schedule, and you know when it's going to be every week, when should that be? Should I do it in the evening when it can be a bit longer? Should it be in the day where it's just like a quick power hour, hit it and quit it, right? You can let me know what you think about that. And top clip, we're going out on you, bud. Hilt was great. You have subscribed, please. Oh, this dude's spamming himself. Get out of here. So one more time, thank you so much to beloved Benton for the super chat. That means everything to me, because that's the most direct form of support. And to have people digging into their pockets, it makes me feel like it was back in the day when I was on the street selling comic books, and people would give me the money and I'd hold the money for a second as they walked away. And it's an amazing feeling. It was awesome. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining us on this live broadcast. Big smile for the Instagram. Okay, bye.